Hey guys, Lunar here with another daily Skyrim mod update video for Xbox One and of course PS4. Today we have lots of smaller mods to look through, so no real big ones were out today, but we can look at what there is as always. In this video, some of you guys requested that I mention the name of the mod and the author instead of just the name of the mod, so that's no problem. I can do that if you want me to. Also guys, I have been getting more and more requests for Fallout 4 mod videos. Before it wasn't something I wanted to do as Skyrim was so popular, but I guess that now the hype is gone, loads of you have went back to play Fallout 4, so I will make like one Fallout 4 mod video and see how it goes. I have made some before, so I kind of already know what I'm doing for it. Before we start guys, like the video and share it as always on Reddit, Twitter or Facebook or anywhere else, as I really appreciate the help. Well, let's get into our first mod. First up, Boiled Crab Pack by Cyan49, an author who uploads loads of PS4 only mods. This mod was intended as a joke and adds to Skyrim new weapons like swords, axes, bows and shields made from boiled mud crabs. Obviously the weapons are not very strong, but you can refine them if you have the Alduin smithing perk unlocked. Not very practical if you're playing a realism playthrough, but the weapons look awesome and I guess they're very lore friendly as well. Usable Ash Spawn Weapons by Sarcastic Dragon. This mod allows you to pick up and use the Ash Spawn weapons, the axe type weapons used by the Ash Spawn in the Dragonborn DLC. It definitely adds the overall immersion of the game, much like Sarcastic Dragon's other mod, which allows you to pick up the Giant's Club. The Ash Spawn weapon is not that strong, but it does come with a nice enchantment that deals 5 points of fire damage, and deals additional burn damage for enemies on fire. 1K HD Lava Texture again by Sarcastic Dragon. This mod is another lava retexture mod, as some people didn't like the previous lava texture we looked at from Sarcastic Dragon. This mod now replaces some of the lava in game, like at the Ethereum Forge, with a higher quality, more molten looking than the last texture, lava. I admit this one is my favourite lava so far out of the vanilla and the previous one we looked at, so it's definitely worth checking out. Better Shrouded Armor by Theodin, or however you say his name, I don't really know, but it was originally created by Half Dead anyway for PC, so he just ported it over. This mod comes in two different versions, a standalone armor and a replacer armor that changes the shrouded armor you get in game as part of the Dark Brotherhood questline. The armor now looks pretty awesome. It has the hood that makes it look like an executioner, which is kind of fitting for the quest. It's light but still has armor plating on it and has loads of belts and stuff for you to carry your dagger on. I really like the design of it. In terms of stats, the armor is just exactly the same as the shrouded armor. The replacer version will replace the armor in game. If you install the standalone version, you get the armor called the Brotherhood Master Armor that you can craft at the Forge, and it comes with all the same enchantments on it as the Shrouder armor has on it in game. Alduin Dragon Armory by Cyan49 again. This is a simple recolor mod of the Dragonbone armor into a cool blue color. It doesn't change any of the stats of the armor, it simply changes the color of the armor, much like Cyan49's other mods that recolor loads of different armors in the game for PS4. Next up, we have the Elder Scrolls Online Manimarco Staff and Circlet by Daedra Step. The mod adds a staff of worms and circlet, worn and used by Manimarco in the Elder Scrolls Online to Skyrim. The staff does frost damage, plus makes the enemy see their worst fears by casting fear on them, and you absorb some health and sometimes make the enemy drop their weapon. It also catches souls, which is really cool. The circlet doesn't do much, but it looks cool. Both of them, if you want to become a very powerful necromancer, you can find them with Belethor in Whiterun. It's inside of his room in Belethor's Goods. LGX41 Awesome Oathblade by Loki Goddess X41. This is a very small tweak to Bolar's Oathblade, the sword that you can find in the Bloated Man's Grotto. The sword's original enchantment does 25 points of stamina damage, and creatures and people up to level 12 flee from combat for 30 seconds. Now with this mod you simply absorb 20 health and 20 stamina, making the sword much more useful to you in combat. Not a big mod, but I really like this one for the fact that katanas are fun to use, but there are not very good ones in the game. Dragon's Bane is strong, but it's really only good against dragons. Harkon's Blade is good only for vampires, and so on. So there's not very many good katanas in game for you to use, but now you have one in Bolar's Oathblade. Next up is Call Armies 3 by Estem Burdell. This mod adds an additional chest of Dragon's Reach on top of the other Call Armies mod, if you happen to have them installed, that adds 6 new enemy types that you can summon as an army. The chest contains either a spell that you can learn to summon these NPCs, or you can equip a ring so that you don't have 6 permanent spells in your spell menu. Once you choose your method, you can summon any of these armies: Forsworn, Vampires, Warlocks, Pirates, and these are Deathbrand Pirates, Wild Animals, and of course Farm Animals. Don't forget there is also another chest in Dragon's Reach that contains a spell to banish all the NPCs in a certain radius. Just in case you get into trouble and think your game's gonna break or something, you can get rid of all those NPCs in one go. Be careful though where you use this, as it will get rid of any of the NPCs in game, including ones that might be important to quests and stuff, so be careful when you use that. The UNP Ranger Armor from Brownlee. This mod adds in a new female only armor in 2 variations, and by that it's actually just 2 different colours. The armor can be crafted in the leather category at the crafting forge. All pieces should be temperable and enchantable, and in terms of damage resistance, the armor is just as good as any of the best armors in game. So it's a cool looking armor, and it's not very realistic for an armor obviously in terms of the amount of damage resistance it has for the way it looks. The only thing that this armor requires though in order for you to use it is the XP32 skeleton mod that we looked at a while back. So without that mod, this armor won't work and you can't use it. Merlins Arsenal by The Lawful. This mod alters or makes changes to loads of spells in game that make them much deadlier. So we can go through exactly what the mod actually changes in game. Grand and fast healing spells now fortify health and add a little magicka regeneration for a short time. Healing spells leave behind a small bit of health regeneration. Cloaks add the proper resistance and protection now. Firebolt now burns and flame burns longer. Frostbite and Frostwell do leftover frost damage. Runes do a bit of leftover area damage. Ice Spike freezes opponents for a very short duration. Ice Spear freezes for much longer than it does for Ice Spike. Ice Storm freezes an area of opponents for a decent duration. Master Destruction spells take much less time to cast and leave slight leftover damage, also slight magicka regeneration as well. Lightning spells besides Spark will paralyze opponents momentarily. Spark does slight leftover damage. Wards have been renamed to Mage's Shield and have 20 more armor and spell absorption, and do not cost anything and come with a slight magicka regeneration as well. Finally, Clairvoyance no longer costs anything and slows down magicka regeneration while casting instead of stopping it altogether. So the mod adds in a lot of changes to make you more lethal as a magic user, but be careful as this mod also changes the magic ability of NPCs as well. So coming across a group of wizards now is going to be pretty deadly. The Dragonborn Dragonslayer follower by Vengeance. The mod author who brought us the Dreadborn Knight, a very cool and powerful follower if I remember back to when we showcased him. The Dreadborn, sacrificial knights who roamed the lands of Tamriel long ago, in search of Daedra and dragons alike, have risen to the aid of the Dragonborn on their quest. The mod contains the following features. The Dreadborn Dragonslayer follower, located in the Bean Barb in Riften. Custom set of armor for him, a custom greatsword, 4 unique shouts used by the follower, follower skills with the player level and learns player skills as well, extremely skilled in combat, and has greatly improved Navmash diversion to better aid the following the player and staying out of the way when compared to a normal follower. A really awesome follower, I have to admit. He's extremely powerful and capable in combat, he looks awesome, and he comes with a wide range of stats and abilities, so he doesn't just repeat the same attacks over and over in a fight. Our final mod of the day is called Wearable Lanterns by Chesco, a really popular mod author. This is a really good mod that is a definitive worn lantern mod for the Elder Scrolls Skyrim, and was featured in PC Gamer's 50 Best Skyrim Mods, so that's pretty cool. Well, now you can get it on Xbox One. So the mod adds a craftable wearable travel lantern that can be hooked onto your belt or carried in your hand. Catch a torch bug in an empty torch bug lantern and let it light the way in dark dungeons while you keep your hands free during combat and adventuring, so you no longer have to carry around a torch when it's dark. The lantern's placement on the belt was inspired by The Legend of Zelda Twilight Princess, and it also heralds the visual style of Dragon's Dogma. The mod also includes an optional lantern oil burning system. If Campfire is installed, which is a mod also made by Chesco, you can craft travel lanterns from survival skills. Create item and use lantern oil as tinder for your campfire. Lanterns can be given to your followers, enabling them to keep their hands free too. You can do this by talking to them and selecting about your lantern. You can change the lantern's position or ask them to turn it on and off, which is useful for sneaking as they won't turn off automatically like it does for the player's lantern. The other thing to note is that the follower lanterns will turn on automatically only when it's dark, so night, caves and dungeons essentially. So the same as torches, so keep that in mind. You have to toggle on and off the lanterns for your followers. To actually create a lantern, you can purchase a travel lantern or craft one at the forge. Combining empty lanterns with a leather strip at the forge will convert them to travel lanterns, which can then be equipped by the player. Purchase an empty bug lantern and catch a torch bug while wearing the lantern as well to get it that way. Also, being worn lanterns, they are found under the apparel section of your inventory and in shops if you're looking for them. To use them, toggling your lantern, so whether it's held or worn, can be changed by selecting options Wearable Lanterns from your spell menu and pressing the shout key. You can change the lantern position, brightness, and more by using that spell. Overall guys, this is an amazing mod that I think everyone should definitely download. So guys, there we have it, 13 brand new console mods I think you should download and try for yourself if you like the look of them in the video. Some of you guys asked me why I have 8 mods in the title, but show way more, and there are 2 reasons for that. One is the amount of mods can change each day, but I will always have at least 8 mods per video. Secondly, YouTube groups your videos together that are part of a series and shows them in search results as a series of mods and episodes. So in order to have all these videos grouped together in search results, I have them all named the same, just a different number per episode. So that's the only reason I have 8 mods in the title. It's just so people know the videos are part of a series when they search for them. So guys, if you enjoyed the video, let me know in the comments, like and subscribe as always. I hope you all have an awesome day, as always, and I will see you all next time.